for children swimming in summer go hand in hand, but before you let your child jump in, make sure they know the golden rules for pool safety. We paged Dr. Paul this morning to help us stay afloat. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, we're all excited, jump into the pools, jump into the waterways, but there's some very important safety tips that we got to keep in mind. Let's talk about some facts in terms of, our backyard pools.
Well, the backyard pool, very nice this time of day. It's very humid, so it'll be great. One of the most important things is never leave your child unattended.
Okay.
Okay, that's the most important thing. All the kids that we've seen who have drowned or near drowned were found in the pool because nobody knew where they were. And so it's very important never to keep them unattended. And also, don't sort of rely. You have a gate, I know, but we've seen children pull tables, pull wagons, jump over the fence and go into the pool. So that's very important. Keep that in mind. And of course, there's other things in the house, bathtubs, even big puddles of water. Children can drown in 6 inches of water, and so that's quite important. So the whole area, again, be water aware. It's great to swim, but don't let tragedy set in.
Okay, we're looking at some numbers here. Backyard pool safety. The #1 location for children drownings is in your backyard pool. 487 Canadians drown each year on average. Drowning can happen 10 to 20 seconds.
Yes, and it can few centimeters, 6 inches of water. And that, because small babies can't move, they just they suffocate kind of in the water. So that's important to know. And so we always tell parents to be water wise. Never rely on gates or safety vests or anything like that. We'll talk about that later, but never rely on those things.
Okay.
And obviously the same goes for, rivers. We had a tragic drowning. Even great swimmers, be aware. The rivers around our area here, Eastern Ontario, Ottawa, have very, very unforgiving currents. And you can drown even if you're a professional swimmer. So really be very careful, heed the warnings, and don't mix alcohol with either swimming or boating.
And the city even has their own rules in terms of kids 10 years old and younger.
They need to be able to swim on their own. And again, even if your child is a swimmer, never rely on that, especially when you're in fresh water, because you never know waves and those type of things. So always keep an eye on your kids.
Okay, and let's move over here so we could talk about some of the things we should be looking for when it comes to safety with our kids who can't swim on their own.
Exactly. So a lot of these devices here, people think, oh, they're great safety devices.
Right,
They're actually,
I remember these back in my day.
Well, these are fun, but they're not life vests. They're not approved for preventing drowning. Neither is this. It looks like it might be, and it's not.
Like it could be a life
jacket. And it actually
jacket.
says it inside, warning, this is not a life vest, life-saving jacket. And of course, this is, this noodle, that's just for play and fun. This is more of an approved one, and it says approved by Canada, by Health Canada, and so on. For that, it looks different than the traditional one. I think we have a traditional one somewhere.
We do have a picture. My daughter wears a life jacket.
Yeah, and there you go. So those are the more traditional ones. Again, it has to be appropriately fitting.
It does have the size inside with how much she weighs.
Exactly, because if it's too big, it'll just wear off. Just go off with the water. If it's too small, it won't do its job. So it's very important that you wear a well-fitted vest. Again, don't rely on it. That's the #1 point I can tell you. Don't over-rely on these things. These are excellent to have, but be nearby. And if you have the younger children, when you're in the water with them, be sort of arm lengths, never farther away.
And even things when it comes like hot tubs as well, right? People
those
think,
are other dangers.
They could stand in there, but it still poses a danger for kids.
Again, more than 6 inches of water. 6 inches of water, kids can drown in that. So anything that accumulates, I mean, even wheelbarrows that have a lot of water in them, small kids can get into them. So anything that potentially, accumulates water can be a potential danger for young children. So be mindful of that, but always, again, the #1 thing, always keep an eye on your kids, and when you're swimming, always be at arm lengths away.
That's some great advice, because you hear all the time these tragic stories, and parents just say, I turned around for 1 minute, I got distracted for 30 seconds, and it just happened so quickly.
And that's happened both in pool settings and actually in bathtub settings as well, I'll tell you. So enjoy the summer, enjoy the water, but do it safely.